Okay, I'm a little behind the 8 ball on this, but I'm finally getting ready to decorate my front door area for fall. So I have been trying to keep up on videos, and I have a new blog, and I want you all to tune into it. It is www.designingandembellishedlife.com. And it is my new blog, and I would love for you to all join in and comment and tell me what you think. If you look in the video description to the right of this video, there's a link right there, or I'm going to try to make it a link. I'm not very proficient with computers, I have to be honest with you guys. Again, I can decorate a lot of this other stuff, which is why it took me a little bit longer to get the blog up. My sister-in-law was a love and did it for me. Thank you, T. Anyway, here's my front door. Let's work together and get this beautified. I think I'm going to do something to the far right over here and make it a little asymmetrical this year and add a little more appeal. I don't know if I'm going to do anything over here with my fountain and that window, but I might. We'll see. Okay, follow along. Okay, my first goal has been accomplished, which is to put this, okay. We talk about this. I've done another video on my front door. Some of you may have seen it, but I wanted to do another one. It's a wired wood trellis that's malleable. It's bendable. You can work with it, and it just makes for a great foundation for me to start building the rest of the decor. And I know it looks haphazard and not very attractive, quite frankly, but that's the purpose of it. It gives this great wooden base, and then I can twine all my greens through it, and I just staple gun it around my door frame. And your spouses may have an issue with that, so don't get yourself in trouble over it. But I do staple gun it into the frame, and I love the way that I crept it across the front door right there. And now I'm going to start building from this. Now I have added my favorite gilded tooling, and I use this, if you saw inside, I use this on my hurricanes that are lining the hallway. But I like to bring different elements to tie your whole house together. That's really important. But look how tattered this is, you guys. I want you to notice that this is old and beat up. Never throw away anything. This kind of reminds me of something like birds would gather as they were getting ready to create a nest. I love that appeal. Isn't that what fall is? Kind of that whole essence of, you know, fall changes. And so I love this tattered effect. So anyway, again, this floral supply store, I have seen them. So floral supply stores or craft store, love working with it. And this right here, same thing. You should be able to get it in giant rolls, about 12 inches across, or in sheets of it. Just go out and start looking for it. It'll be well worth your purchase because you'll use it again and again and again. I'm slowly achieving my goal of making this more asymmetrical this time. I really concentrated on the right hand side, and I clearly am far from done. But what I wanted to show you is that I've kind of made my my front door interactive, and I don't think all the guests are going to love it. This stuff is really kind of encroaching on the door, but I wanted to give it that overgrown kind of wild appeal of fall. You know, everything's overgrown and starting to age and getting ready to fall. But anyway, I take clusters of leaves that I have matching and make sure I spread them out evenly across my canvas here. Remember, I don't want to go all the way across because I'm trying to concentrate on this right hand side. But I took the ivy and brought it down, and you'll get pretty gifted at this as you continue to do it, seeing how the balance, you want to strike a balance with your greens and spread them out. You don't want all of this one in one cluster up here and so forth. So I just wanted to show you that part. Also, I really make sure I intertwine these leaves inside of that wooden trellis, because the caveat to this is trying to unearth or trying to untwine it at the end of the season when you're trying to erect Christmas is kind of a pain. But honestly, it stays up there if you have any wind or wild weather, and it just looks so beautiful. I see I need to pull that end down a little bit. Okay, I am loving this. I love how it's all off to the one side. It feels so right to me. I like that. I finished putting in all the leaves and the different foliage and whatnot. And then I added these berries. I just found one on the ground. I have one more. So that gives it some depth. Sort of like I like to use my, as somebody enlightened me and said they're called ting-tings, but just like I like to use those kind of gilded willow branches to give depth and dimension, that's what these have done. So I've got one more I get to toy with, but this feels so good to me. Oops, I almost broke an ankle. Can't do that. Going down the stairs. But now we clearly have a balance issue, right? This does not feel good here at all. So we need to switch that up and figure out how I'm going to finish decorating and placing the other items on the front porch so it doesn't feel so off kilter. All right, I completed the front door. I added the wreath over my window to the left here. I'm happy with that, just kind of a nice little filler as a backdrop to the fountain. And then as you come around here, this really turned out beautifully. I am super happy with it. I fixed the balance issues. I love the right-hand side cascading down. It just adds something new. It's just a visual appealing, something new. I don't know why I always have so many cars go by whenever I try to videotape. Our street is not that busy. Anyway, I placed my scarecrow, who was much loved, and I've had him for years and years. Right here, I just put him on top of a planter that I've had, and I added some flowers that I purchased from dollar store, where else, right? And I added some flowers that I purchased from dollar store to fill it in, so it feels, you know, very harvesty and teeming with, you know, the flowers. And then I brought in some of the flowers from the dollar store. I tucked them in there and then put them around his hand and on his shoulder. Here's a close-up, or what I hope to be a close-up of the final door. And this may be really hard for you to see, which is why I went step by step initially for you. But it just creaks over the door, and as contrived as it is, I do think it feels very natural, which is kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? But anyway, and here I just placed my beloved lantern that I have to try to decorate for every season. I have got to get rid of those candles, so nobody tell me I need to get rid of the candles. I know I do. Anyway, I got to replace those with some orange candles. Anyway, here is the final outcome. Super happy with it. Again, please go and look at my new blog, designing an embellished life. And you will get pretty much so daily, just inspirational ideas of what you can do to create an embellished life. And that can be simple things, and you'll know when you go on there. I've told you little simple, pleasurable things that you can do to make your life that much more enjoyable and embellished without it costing a lot of money. Thank you again for sharing your time with me. Designs by Michelle. Bye-bye.